Good morning, all of you. So, yesterday we learned if the given quantities are in inverse proportion, how we can find out the unknowns using the equation x1 y1 equal x2 y2. Okay, if they are direct variation, how we will find out x1 by y1 equal to x2 by y2. Now, here one question. This third question. Okay, Rahman is making a wheel using spokes. Spokes means this type of wheel, these lines like that. He wants to fix equal spokes in such a way that the angles between any pair of consecutive spokes are equal. The angle between each pair of consecutive spokes will be equal. Then help him to complete the following table. So here it is given. Angle, if the number of spokes is 4, the measures of these angles between that will be 90 degree. That is given. If the spokes are, number of spokes, if it is 4, it will be 90 degree. If the number of spokes is 6, if number of spokes is 4, it is find out the angles between the spokes, two consecutive spokes is 90 degree. If the number of spokes is 6, it is given 60 degree. And if it is 8, it is, we want to find out what will be here. And we know if the number of spokes increase, we want to think like that. If the number of spokes increase, what will be about the measures of angles? It will be increasing or decreasing. That you can find out from the figure itself. If there is only 3 spokes in this case, if these 3 spokes, the angle will be greater than this. Here, how many spokes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are there. Okay, then the angles will be less. Okay, so if number of spoke is 4, that is given 90 degree. If it is 6, it is given 60 degree. Then what will be the angle if the number of spoke is 8? That we want to find out. Then using that formula, we can find out. We know x1 y1 will be equal to x2 y2. So x1 y1, that is 4 into 90 will be equal to, then 8. Next we can, x2 we can take it as 8, and instead of this unknown we can take the variable, any variable. So it will be x will be equal to 4 into 90 by 8. Okay, then we will get its value as 45 degree. Just like you can find out the other also. If the number of spoke is 10, then using the same equation we can find out that angles. Okay, next question look. Question number the same. In this have same question, another questions also there. Question number 1. Are the number of spokes and the angles formed between the pairs of consecutive spokes in inverse proportion? Are they in inverse proportion? That we want to check. Because if we find out 4 into 90, we know that is 360. 6 into 60 also 360. So we can say x1 y1 equal to x2 y2. So they are in inverse proportion. Second question. Calculate the angle between a pair of consecutive spokes on a wheel with 15 spokes. If the number of spokes is 15, how we can find out it? Using the same equation here, we want to find out if the number, if it is 15, what is the angle measure? Okay, using the same, so it will be 4 into 90 is equal to 15 into x. Then here we find out the value of x, then we will get the measure of angles between that. Next one, last question. How many spokes would he needed if the angle between a pair of consecutive spokes is 40 degree? Next, the second question it is given. Here we want to find out the number that we don't know what is here, but the angle measure is given 40 degree. Then how we can find out? Okay, so in this also we can use the same. 4 into 90, x1 y1 equal to x2 y2. So 4 into 90 equal x2, that we don't know. So that we take the variable and 40. So in this case also we can find out the value of x. Okay. Next question. Fourth question, listen. If a box of sweets is divided among 24 children, they will get 5 sweets each. How many would each get if the number of children is reduced by 4? Okay, listen the question very well. If a box of sweets is divided among 24 children, first case the number of children and number of sweets, two measures are two quantities, number of children. Okay, and next is number of sweets. If in the case first case, if a box of sweets is divided among 24 children, 24 children, first number of children is given 24, and they will get 5 sweets each. So number of children and number of sweets each get. Okay, number of seats each get. If it is number of children is 24, each one get how many? 5. And next is, if the number of how many would each get? We want to find out this. We don't know how many would each get if the number of children is reduced by 4. So if the number of children, if it is 20, how many sweets will each get? So we know here also it will be in inverse proportion. If the number of students if the number of children increase, the number of sweets will be decreasing. That we know. And if the number of children is low or decreasing, the number of sweets each one get will be more. Okay, that we know. So in this case it is inverse proportion. So we know 24 into 5 equal 20 into x. So x will be equal to 24 into 5 by 20. Using that calculation, we can find out that answer. Next question you look. A farmer has enough food to feed 20 animals in his cattle for 6 days. Okay, if you make this type of table, then it will be very easy for calculation. Each one you want to do in your notebook, each questions. Okay, next one, question number 5. A farmer has enough food to feed 20 animals in his cattle for 6 days. So number of days, and next one is number of cattle. Okay, so number of cattle. If number of days is 6, then number of cattle is given 20. But we want to find out how long would the food last if there were 10 more animals in his cattle. If it is 10 more animals, that is 20 plus 10, 30 animals, how long? So how many days will be there to feed that cattle? That we want to take as unknown. So how we can find out 6 into 20 equal x into 30? Then easily we can find out the value of x. Do the calculation and find out its answer. Next question. A contractor estimates that 3 persons could rewire Jasmine's... What is? A contractor estimates that 3 persons could rewire Jasmine's house in 4 days. Okay. 3 persons in, this is number of person, and if it is 3 person, how many days needed? 4 days. If he use 4 person instead of 3, okay, if he use 4 person instead of 3, if the number of person is 4, how long should they take to complete the job? So how many days we need? Okay. So in this case also using the same. If the number that we know, if the number of workers increase, the time need will be less. Okay, that we know. That's an if for any work to finish, that's a and complete work. For doing that complete work, if the number of workers increase, they can finish it within 1 day or 2 days. Okay. Otherwise, if the workers is very less number, then they need more days. So using this x1, y1 equal to x2, y2, we can find out that calculation. Okay. So in this way you can find out the question number 7 also you want to do as homework. Okay. Up to 7 you want to do as homework. Okay, thank you.